So there's lots of other websites that we can use, stock imagery sites that we can use. I've listed them here: Getty, iStock, Shutterstock. Those are the kind of the four top ones. There's millions and millions and millions, but so it doesn't really matter. If you just do a search for stock imagery sites, you're going to find a whole lot of them. I've just listed kind of the top four. There's also, there's going to be iStock, there's going to be a whole bunch. There's also one called Pexels that offers free images. So that's also a really good resource if you want to just, it doesn't have much selection, but there's going to be a lot of ones there for free, or all of them are for free. Another option you can do is use the Creative Commons. So if you click on the link in the web resources, this will take you to a site. Basically, it's just a site that links up other sites of free images for use. So you can click on or do a search and just say, hiking. And I want to, so if this ad is going to be used for commercial, if I'm using it for like a design project, then you have to make sure that you have use for commercial purposes clicked. And if you want to adapt or modify it or build upon, you have to make sure that that is also clicked. If you're just going to use the image as is, then you can uncheck that. And if you're just going to use the image for say a school project, you could uncheck this. But it's a good practice to kind of get in the habit of finding real photographs that you could actually use. So you have the option to search for music and videos and all types of things here. Flickr. So I find the most beneficial one is just kind of Google Images. So I just click on Google Images. That's how it's going to give me the most options, I find. And I'm just going to get a big, long, obviously lots and lots of images of free images that I can use for any of my exercises. Now, my computer is really slow. I should probably restart it. Now, what happens when you automatically search through the Creative Commons is your search tools become highlighted here. And this is a very good resource or very good functionality to allow you to find images with certain kinds of parameters. So for instance, if you want to find a large image that you can use for print or use for, say, a poster or something that's going to be printed as like a magazine size, you might want to choose large. You can search by file type or clip art or phase. You can type by, something that's been posted in the last week or whatnot. And then you also have the functionality here of figuring out exactly how you're going to be using the image. So the automatic one is labeled for use with modifications. If you're not going to modify it, then you can just say labeled for reuse, and that should help bring up your options. So there's, when I look at these, obviously I think the stock imagery, the quality of them is a little bit more high quality. But if you really spend some time and search through these, you might be able to find, there's one from Pexels. So if I go now to visit page, I can now go to Pexel, and that will, what's it going to bring me to? Yeah, it'll just take me to Pexel, and this is a great site. So if you want a free image, there you go, Pexels. They have some hiking images, and it's very simple. You just press free download, and just like we did with Getty, it will bring you to a new browser window, and if it will speed up again, I can just do a right click and I can save the image as. Now, if you don't have any budget or any money for an image, that might be a good option. But when I look at this image, there's this compared to these ones. There's just not quite the same oomph as there is, not the same kind of drama or the same kind of color, interesting color. It's just a little bit flatter. There's not much, the color is all kind of uniform. There's the backpack also looks very old. It doesn't look very trendy or very new enough for possibly an ad, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that fits your brand. Maybe that fits your audience. It's a free image, but compared to an image like this one, which could cost, if it's not licensed, it could cost, hundreds of dollars, if not, or at least, $50 to $75. So that's another way to search for images, by going to, this one's quite expensive. So Pexel is another way to kind of search for free photographs if you don't want to be spending upwards of $500 to $1,000. That's not often the case. I mean, often you'll be searching for images and they might be more in the $30 to $75 range.